Bonjour les Yonine, c'est la troisième et dernière leçon de la semaine. Écrivez la date et le titre, jeudi 4 février ou vendredi 5 février. Le titre, c'est les événements importants, important events. Pour le starter aujourd'hui, you must be familiar with the verbs I'm showing you on the screen. These were the verbs that you practiced pronouncing in the last lesson. I want you to try again pronouncing them correctly. Have a go now. Okay, so number one was je dansais. And number two, j'ai dansé. Okay. Number three, j'étais. Number four, j'ai été. Number five, il arrivait. 6, il est arrivé. Okay? It's very important that you do not pronounce je in j'ai. Okay? J-E is je. And J apostrophe A-I is j'ai. Remember, the J apostrophe is exactly the same word as je. It's just that we drop the E, which is mute, when the verb starts with a vowel. The reason for this is just that it flows better. Okay? It sounds better to say j'ai instead of je ai. That's the only reason for this apostrophe. Okay? So remember, this is je and this is j'ai. Okay? Alors, les objectifs sont toujours les mêmes. Cette semaine, nous apprenons des choses sur les traditions françaises. Today, we are going to look in detail two events that take place in France every year. Le premier, c'est l'armistice, la commémoration de l'armistice. So, I'm going to read the text and I would like you to answer the questions in English. The first question has been answered already for you. What is celebrated on 11th of November? It is the Armistice, the end of the First World War. Okay, so to succeed in any task in GCSE, you need to read the questions before you start anything else. By reading the questions, you will know what sort of information you need to find in the text. So read the questions now. Usually the questions are asked in order, so you will find the answers as you go through the text, okay? And this should help you. You can do this as a reading exercise. I'm going to read it in case you want to practice listening skills. So, tous les ans, le 11 novembre, on célèbre l'armistice, c'est-à-dire la fin de la Première Guerre mondiale, que l'on a aussi appelée la Grande Guerre. Je pense qu'il est important de se souvenir des guerres et de l'histoire de son pays en général. En France, il n'y a pas école parce que c'est un jour férié. Chaque ville organise un défilé et on fait 1 minute de silence devant les monuments aux morts. L'année dernière, j'ai participé au défilé et j'ai lu un poème devant le maire de ma ville. C'était très stressant, mais très excitant aussi. L'année prochaine, je vais aller en Belgique pour visiter les principaux monuments de la Grande Guerre et pour apprendre plus sur cette guerre. Justine, 14 ans. So now, you can listen to it again, or you can just read it, but make sure you answer all the questions. You can pause now. Okay. Are you ready? On corrige? Alors, what is celebrated on 11th of November? it was the armistice. What does Justine think is important? She said it there. She said, I think that it is important to commemorate, to remember wars and your country's history in general. Why are schools closed? She said, in France, there is no school, okay, because it is a jour férié is a bank holiday, okay, because it's a bank holiday. That was your answer to C. D, what two things do towns organize? So here they say each town organizes a défilé. What is a défilé? It's a parade. Et on fait 1 minute de silence, 1 minute of silence, devant les monuments aux morts. Then, what two things did Justine do last year? So, you need, when you've got a question like this, you need to spot the phrase for last year in the text, and that will tell you where the answer is. Last year was written here, l'année dernière. So the answer to question E is there. She said, I took part in the parade and I read a poem in front of the mayor of the town. That's what she did. You see here, the verbs are in the past tense. And if you don't learn your past participles, you will not recognize that this meant participated, took part, and this meant read. This is why it's so important that you learn your verbs. F, how did she feel? So then she says, it was very stressful, but very exciting too, or as well. So she felt stressed and excited. Then, what will she do next year? You need to look for the phrase next year. There it is, next year. So she says, next year I'm going to go to Belgium to visit the main monuments of the Great War and to learn more about this war. Okay, so she's going to go to Belgium and visit the main monuments of the Great War. So correct your work. How many points did you get out of 7? Write it down and circle it. For your information, maybe you did not understand Monument aux Morts. Monument aux Morts is war memorial. Okay. Très bien. Alors, on continue. Now we move on to a much happier text. Something that is a big celebration in France. La fête de la musique. It's a big thing. So, I will read the text. You've got the questions in French at the bottom. Read the questions first. So, dans combien de pays est célébrée la fête de la musique? In how many countries is the fête de la musique celebrated? Quand et dans quel pays a-t-elle commencé? When and in which country has it started? It says she here because fête is a feminine word, but in English you can translate it as it. Pourquoi la fête de la musique est-elle célébrée le 21 juin? Donne 2 détails. So why the fête de la musique is celebrated on the 21st of June? Give 2 details. Où ont lieu les concerts improvisés? Donne 5 lieux. Where do the improvised concerts take place? Give 5 places. Quels types de musique peuvent être découverts cette nuit-là par les spectateurs? Donne 5 styles de musique. What type of music can be discovered on that night by the the spectators, the passers-by, give 5 music styles. Okay, so these are the information that you need to look for in this text. As always, you can choose to do a reading or you can choose to do this as a listening. I'm going to read the text. Okay, la fête de la musique. La fête de la musique est un événement international célèbre dans plus de 100 pays. La première édition de la fête de la musique est lancée le 21 juin 1982 en France. C'est un véritable succès. Les éditions se succèdent donc chaque année et la fête devient un des événements culturels les plus importants de l'année. Au fil des années, elle s'exporte en Europe, puis dans le monde entier, avec plus de 340 villes participantes. La fête a lieu le 21 juin, le jour de l'été. C'est la nuit la plus longue de l'année et on profite aussi pour célébrer l'arrivée de l'été et des vacances. C'est donc le moment idéal pour aller dans les rues et s'amuser jusqu'au lendemain matin. Ce jour-là, des concerts improvisés ont lieu dans les écoles, les hôpitaux, les musées, les bars, les restaurants, les salles de spectacle, mais surtout dans les parcs et dans la rue. Tout le monde peut organiser un petit concert pour exposer son talent ou tout simplement pour partager sa passion pour la musique. Musiciens professionnels, groupes amateurs, élèves d'écoles de musique, débutants complets, au moins un Français sur 10 a déjà participé à la fête de la musique. Pour les spectateurs, c'est une bonne occasion pour découvrir de nouveaux styles de musique, comme le jazz, le rock, la musique du monde, le R&B, la musique classique, le rap, la musique traditionnelle. Tous les genres sont représentés. By the way, I just spotted a mistake. A rap is a masculine word. It should say le rap. Okay. So answer the questions. The questions are in French, so you should answer in French. You can pause now. Alors, dans combien de pays est célébrée la fête de la musique? You should have written la fête de la musique est célébrée dans plus de 100 pays. Okay, when you've got a task where you need to answer in French, you are allowed and you actually should reuse the vocab that's in the question. So you could have written la fête de la musique est célébrée. You see, I'm reusing the vocab. And then your answer was there. Dans plus de 100 pays, in more than 100 countries. So the fête de la musique is not only a French thing, it takes place in more than 100 countries. Many of them are French-speaking countries. For example, Lebanon, that has a close link to France from history. Lebanon celebrates Fête de la musique, for example. But many other countries do. You can look it up. Number 2, quand et dans quel pays a-t-elle commencé? So when and in which country did it start? So your answer was there. Elle a commencé le 21 juin 1982 en France. It started in France on the 21st of June 1982. Number 3, pourquoi la fête de la musique est-elle célébrée le 21 juin? Why is it celebrated on the 21st of June? So, your answer should be la fête de la musique est célébrée le 21 juin parce que, your answer was there, c'est le jour de l'été. You had to give 2 details, so you cannot just say c'est le jour de l'été. You need to go in more detail. You should have said c'est la nuit la plus longue de l'année. Et on profite aussi pour célébrer l'arrivée de l'été et des vacances. Okay, so it's the longest. The reason why we celebrate on the 21st of June is because it's the start of the summer. It's the longest day of the year. It says it's the longest night, but actually the sun sets really late on that night. So it's actually the shortest night and the longest day. So we make the most of it, on profite, make the most of it to celebrate the start of the summer and usually the start of the holidays. Because in France, usually the summer holidays start at the end of June or beginning of July. Then, où ont lieu les concerts improvisés? Where do the improvised concerts take place? Your answer was there. So you should have written les concerts improvisés ont lieu, and then dans les écoles, les hôpitaux, les musées, les bars, les restaurants, les salles de spectacle, les parcs et la rue. You only needed 5 places, so any 5 of this whole list will get you the point. So just to make sure you understood, these concerts take place in schools, hospitals, museums, bars, restaurants, showrooms, what's the word? Concert halls, sorry, parks or the streets. Okay. Number 5. Quel type de musique peuvent être découverts cette nuit-là par les spectateurs? So what type of music can be discovered by the passers-by? So you should have said les types de musique qui, okay, qui peuvent être découverts cette nuit-là par les spectateurs sont. So you could have put le jazz, le rock, la musique du monde, le R&B, la musique classique, le rap, musique traditionnelle. Any of these, you needed 5 styles of music. So what did you understand from this text? Basically, la fête de la musique is a big event to celebrate music and the start of the summer and have a good time with your family and your friends. Usually, on that day, people stop working slightly early, and usually by 4 p.m. you can see that people start getting ready for their mini concerts. In big cities, you would have professional singers, very popular singers, who would give free concerts in the main squares of the city. But this is a celebration that is open to anybody. So if you were in France on that day, you need to register, but anybody is allowed to play its music. You just need to register by the city hall, and they give you a location in town where you can play your music. Usually it's on the street. So streets are, cars cannot go through the streets on that day, and the musicians get ready along the street, and you have a big variety of styles. You can have rap music, jazz music, classical music, everything is there. And people dance on the streets, or they just listen to music, they sing along. It's a big party for everybody. And you can see here, they said there are professional musicians, people who are just amateur, children who go to a music school, anybody can do it. And they say here, at least one French person out of 10 has already taken part in Fête de la Musique. If you ever get the chance to be in France on the 21st of June, make sure you you take part and you sing along. It's really good fun. C'est très marrant. Okay, on continue. Now, this is something a bit different, okay? But we need to regularly revise the tenses. So in this next exercise, we are revising the near future. Remember, that's the easy future tense. There is no irregular verb in this tense. You need to unscramble the sentences and rewrite them using correct word order. The first one has been done for you. You can pause now and do this exercise in your book. Off you go. Ok, alors, A was, on va aller à la fête de la musique ce week-end. We are going to go to the fête de la musique this weekend. B was, Sacha va acheter des pizzas pour la fête. Sacha is going to buy pizzas for the party. C. Qui va préparer les sandwichs? Who is going to prepare the sandwiches? D. Je vais passer te chercher. I am going to come and pick you up. I. On va télécharger de la musique. We are going to download some music. F. Tu ne vas pas décorer la salle. You are not going to decorate the room. Okay? Très bien. Correct your work. Et la leçon se termine. Nous avons atteint tous les objectifs de la semaine. Voici le plenary. Alors, what is the fête de la musique? Explain it in French in 2 sentences in your book. You can write more if you want. Ok, très bien les Yonine. Bon travail. Make sure you hand in your work. I hope you've enjoyed learning about French celebrations. If you would like to find out more about things that French people celebrate, you can send me an email and I'll be happy to direct you to some reading and listening activities to learn about French culture. Très bien. Au revoir à tous.